Weight loss. It's by far the #1 goal that walks into a fitness facility. Most people that walk into the gym to go see a trainer or to engage in physical activity is out of a need to lose weight, and more specifically to lose body fat. Weight loss is not simply calories in and calories out. It has a lot to do with motion, it has a lot to do with diet, it has a lot to do with our habits day to day. ViPR, as it relates to weight loss, can anchor into a part of that equation. And the uniqueness about ViPR is that it engages in full-bodied physical activity under load. So when we start to engage the entire body, all the muscles of the body, all the systems of the body, all the segments of our body, there is much more of a metabolic demand to do that than it would for an isolated exercise. And it doesn't mean that isolated exercises have a failing. It just simply means that when we engage in full body actions like ViPR, there is more requirement for energy. And because of that, there's a higher metabolic yield. And the hope is that as I burn more and more calories, that's going to affect my body fat levels positively. In other words, I'm going to drop body fat. What can also be measured as being effective with ViPR as it relates to weight loss is in what's called EPOC. And EPOC is an acronym, and it stands for Elevated Post-Exercise Oxygen Consumption. And all that means is that after I do my exercise, my metabolic rate is higher than baseline, and it takes a while to go down. And post-exercise, that while to go down before it hits baseline again is measured as EPOC. Think about it this way. If I'm driving my car for an hour and a half or 2 hours, and I get to my destination and I turn my car off, the engine is not just going to cool down to ambient temperature right away. It's going to take a while to cool down to get to ambient temperature. And that delay in cooling down, that cool down period, is really EPOC in the body. So what people have done, and we're doing a metabolic study right now at a college in Canada to actually validate this, but a lot of literature reviews have taken a look at how we can increase EPOC, because the longer the EPOC, the more calories I burn. And if we're doing steady state cardiovascular exercise, riding a bike with my heart rate sub-threshold at a certain heart rate, I can yield some pretty good EPOC. And some individuals have taken a look at full-bodied resistance training at intensity, so interval training. And what they've noticed during interval training is that there's high elements of intensity followed by a recovery phase. And if I do that with the right ratios, I can actually increase my EPOC positively. So I can extend well beyond steady state cardio exercise. I can extend that EPOC. The benefit for you and I is if we can engage in high intensity interval training using resistance training like ViPR, that is going to engage calories during the session, but we're also going to increase or accelerate the calories that we burn post-exercise. To some literature reviews, it suggests from 24 to 36 hours after exercise. And that becomes pretty significant for our basic metabolic rate, because if we can boost our basic metabolic rate, we are burning calories at an accelerated rate throughout the day. And if we can do that, that will have a very positive effect on weight loss. So as we adopt our strategies to address more of the fundamental goals that walk into the gym, the most predominant goal that people have is weight loss. If we can anchor into some EPOC effects, some weight loss effects that are accelerated using a tool like ViPR, that it enhances our ability to challenge our clients and athletes and get them towards their goals with more effectiveness. And that also increases and enhances the experience that the customer or member has.